First off, I want to say, Pastor, I want to sing. But I practiced all week. It was a couple of notes I just couldn't get. I said, I'm going to let that ride this year. I'm going to let God use me in another way this morning. As a Christian black coach, I guess that was the title I was given. So I don't know if I'm going to do this right, but I'm going to do it in a way that I saw it.
Amen. Amen.
But me and Teresa, we were headed to Dothan to watch Savannah play yesterday. And we were talking. I told her I had to do a little something this morning. And she was talking about like when the kids, not kids now, they're grown. But when my former students see me, she said, well, you see how their eyes just light up when they see you for the first time in a long time. So you can tell how much you mean to them. And I always tell her, they mean just as much to me as I meant to them. I've been doing this for going on 22 years as a PE coach, football coach, basketball coach, girls basketball coach. So I pretty much did it all. So I've seen a lot and I've heard a lot. So y'all just follow with me, and I'm gonna bring you to my work. So as a black coach, I tend to follow at least 3 characteristics throughout the 22 years since I've been doing. First one is be an example. Just like Christ is an example for us, I try to be an example for my players and my students. Not just me. I'm gonna give a shout out. I'm gonna shout out to I'm gonna show them this later. Guy, one of my coworkers, Coach Stonebreaker, and Coach Ingersoll. We talk about the Lord all the time, how good He's been to us, and we all, we as a group see ourselves as role models. And trust me, as a coach, there's a lot of eyes on us.
Amen.
Not just from our players, but from parents and people in the community. And we embrace that, not just me. We all embrace that. All right. And the second characteristic is be compassionate and empathetic. All right. I think that's a good characteristic as a coach. Not as a coach, just as a coach, but as a Christian. Be compassionate. We don't know what these students are going through, or these players are going through. They leave us. When they go home, they go to single parent homes. You don't know what type of food they got at the house. You don't know what's going on. Schoolwork.
Toxic.
I know this seems little to us, but girlfriend, boyfriend stuff is going on, y'all, with these teenagers. So they have a lot going on. So we have to be empathetic, especially as a coach and as an educator. Be very empathetic and compassionate of what these students and kids are going through. And like I said earlier, not just us, but us as a community. Because look at the suicide rate.
Yes, Lord.
You never know what these kids are going through. So,
Amen.
So not as an educator, coach, but us as a community, we need to be empathetic and compassionate towards our youth. And the third one, I'm not going to stay long, y'all. The third one is be real and honest.
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
Be real and honest. That explains itself. All right? Sometimes brutally honest. I always give this example. This happened about 15 years ago. We was in a football game. And a kid, I think he missed a tackle or something. And I'm giving it to him. I'm like, hey man, you got to do this, do that. You got to make that tackle. And he replied, Coach, I tried. I might not agree with what I said to him. When he said, Coach, I tried, I went off on him more. I said, I need you to do it. I don't need you to try. All right, so when they look at it as a Christian, and God, He don't want us to try to go do His word. All right. He needs us to do it.
Amen.
He
Amen.
needs us to do it. And Coach, when Rev was up here giving his sermon, and he said, I'm going to step on some toes, I look at him and I'll be saying to myself, step on some toes, man. You got to tell him, be honest.
Amen.
Brutally honest. All right, so since it's Black History Month, I'm going to just talk on a couple of coaches that I looked up to. And I'm gonna do it from all 3 levels. I'm gonna start at the top. Tony Dungy. If you know Tony Dungy, Super Bowl, first Black Super Bowl head coach that won it. He was the coach of Indianapolis, and then he went on, Tampa Bay, then he went on to Indianapolis and won the Super Bowl. So, and if you hear him speak, you know the first thing out of his mouth is how good God is.
Amen.
So on my second level, I'm going to talk about another coach. This is a college coach now. I got his jersey on. I grew up, he was one of my favorite players growing up. I show it to you.
Prime time. Yeah.
Prime time Deion Sanders. He was one of my favorite players. But as he became a coach, he became one of my favorite coaches. Because if you hear him speak on any social media platform, whether it be Instagram, whether it be Twitter, first thing out of his mouth is the glory of God.
Amen.
So I say I went from being a fan of this man as a player to a bigger fan as a coach. All right, and last but not least, one of my role models, you may have heard of him. His name is Coach Charles Flowers. He won a state championship in football and baseball in the same school year. Right? Y'all know how hard that is to win a state championship and to win two in the same year. That's something. And he spoke at a church last week, and he sent me the link. And I listened to it on my planning period, which is first period, so I get my mind right before the kids get in. And he said something that stuck with me. He said, do right because it's right to do right.
All right.
That simple phrase. Do right because it's right to do right. Ain't that the Christian way anyway?
Amen. Speak,
Do right
son.
because it's right to do right. So, as a black Christian coach, to you Christians here at Pleasant Hill and on Facebook, I'm just going to leave you with, let's just do right. It's right to do right.
Amen. Amen.